Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. So this is part 2. Obviously, they need to bring more aid to Gaza. And the easiest way to do that is to take these people out of Gaza and to give these people some temporary housing in Egypt. Build some Conestogas from $2,500 each. Is not that much money. Have the international community chip in, okay, and bring them aid and the medical supplies they need, right? So that's part of it. And also to bring aid for those who choose to continue to be in Gaza in the very precarious, very dangerous, very risky situation. Pretty straightforward. Okay. Well, we also need aid for all the hungry people in the world. Now, we can do this at the same time. A lot of people don't understand that. Okay. When people fight wars, they have to consider logistics. Logic and logistics are connected words and ideas. What is logic? What are logistics? How do you bring things from one place to another? Budgets are important as well. How much money do you need? Making it cost effective, okay? And having a sound methodology. Something that's known as iteration, when we're talking about software engineering especially, is a key principle in this as well. What have we learned, in the cycles that have taken place, in the processes that have taken place in regards to addressing homelessness? What have we learned? One thing we've learned is that there's a lot cheaper ways to do it. And if you relax environmental regulations and so on and so forth, look at all the companies that violate the environmental regulations and bribe people all over the world. Is it going to kill you to throw out the environmental regulations for the most part when building millions of tiny homes and Conestogas for the homeless? No. We see that we need security. We see that there's a domino effect, that people are affected. The neighbors are affected. People, various tenants and various residents are affected by the domino effect of homelessness. When you don't house them, they're in the streets, they're robbing people, they're bothering people. Okay? If we have job programs, we have food programs, these things aren't that hard to do. Okay? If we take a certain fraction of the rich, some of the richest people, they're worth like $70 trillion. Just $5 trillion from America over 30 years. And it's not hard. It's only 1/14 of their wealth. If you have $14 million, you still have $13 million. But this is over a long period of time, and their money's growing, the economy's growing, what have you. We can end homelessness on this planet anytime the world leaders want. Don't forget that. When you're young, they make it seem like that's not the case. Don't believe them. They can end it any time they want. If population control and climate change are their concerns, they can offer incentives to get people's tubes tied. So that's not the most expensive operation in history. They can give them free salpimectomies. We can do these things anytime we want. People, America prints money all the time. It has some effect on the value of the dollar, so on and so forth. Okay. But if the demand for money increases, the money circulates in a certain way, it's going to combat inflation. It might even cause deflation. People aren't using their heads. We can help these poor people in Gaza, in Chad, in Sudan, in Yemen, you name it. We can help these poor people in America and the UK. You see, people are sitting there with such patheticness, right? It's apathetic. It's called apathetic. It's like the word pathetic for a reason. Because the alpha, their leaders, are not really leaders. So as a result, their misleaders have in them in a pathetic state. So it's called being apathetic, right? Indifferent, stagnant, not scrambling to do what is right. And the righteous are the most likely, the people who are right now, not many people, it's just me and my parents, right? In terms of being pinpointed righteous, it's a story for another day. But those people who are closer to being like me, they're more likely to be upset about it. So the domino effect also means that the wisest and the best are upset, and it's interfering with their ability to do the things that they need to do to make this world a better place. So you have a bunch of monsters saying, that works for me, guys. And you have the most decent people saying, man, life sucks. I don't want to reproduce. I give up. That's part of why I didn't reproduce, and I'm not going to reproduce. I'm a priceless example. I have a legal and peaceful top martial arts challenge, and no one can beat me because of my focus, moral intensity, my mental clarity, moral, mental, spiritual, and romantic clarity. The price you are paying for not ending homelessness is extreme. And these people have to change the rules on social media to try to prevent people from saying things that make them look bad because it says, hey, it's a walk, skip, and a jump, hop, skip, and a jump to get from, hey, there's homeless people everywhere, people starving to death all over the world, and there's a bunch of rich people with money. Let's see, how much should I respect them? How much do I respect scientists who aren't prioritizing helping the poor? Instead, they're giving these guys cute technologies to make these rich monsters feel like that they're doing the right thing while people are suffering and dying. Some people honestly believe that by pretending there's some kind of wizard or some magician behind the scenes, some kind of occult weirdo, okay, that they're getting some. Some people think that if their race looks better than other races as they sabotage the world, that they're getting some out of it. They're crazy. They're crazier than a Klansman. The rich are like a bunch of Klansmen, so to speak. They don't necessarily look like them. They're not necessarily the same race, but they're like a bunch of Klansmen, okay, and they're often related to each other to a larger degree than you think. Okay, they're like a bunch of Klansmen with a lot of money. It's ignorant. They're saying, people like me, power. People like me, power. And they're not using their heads. And we look at the state of the world. Do they look respectable? No. When they hire some gold digger to act like they're the smartest and sexiest man that ever lived, do they believe it themselves? No. Do we believe it? No. So they're pursuing image campaigns that make them look like complete dunces, complete fools, completely insufficient, just complete doofuses. And people are suffering. And I'm not going to budge. I'm not going to be responsible. I'm not going to share the blame in reality with the governing class for not doing enough. I've separated myself from that by being completely loyal to God and not cheating anybody. I'm not cheating anybody. I'm not preventing people from getting together. I'm telling people to get together. What the hell? Hold on a second. Some guy interrupted me. Like I don't know why he's parked. I'm parked in a parking space. This guy came behind me and honked. So hold on a second. Let me see what the fuck's going on here.